I'm telling you, if you go to Montego Bay, you have to go check out Bubble and Spice All Stars. Brilliant. And that was Ray's. So now that we're up and ready to face the day, I had my porridge, I have my music. Let's find out from Dr. Claudia Campbell, clinical nutritionist and nutrition consultant, why magnesium is important for women, especially as they age. Doc, morning.
Hi, good morning, Delia.
How are you?
I am good, thanks.
Thank you
And
so
you?
much. I'm great, thank you. It's interesting because sometimes we hear calcium, bones, calcium, but I'm finding that magnesium is now also very important to a lot of ways in which women function. So let's
Yes,
talk. Yeah, it's an important mineral, isn't it?
it is actually.
Yeah. All right, so let's.
I believe it's not given the importance that it ought to get, but it's an extremely important nutrient.
All right, so let's see how we can fix that this morning and give it that kind of importance. I'm looking at the many functions, and whereas you can identify sometimes, so I use calcium as an example, and calcium and bones and so on. When I'm looking at magnesium, I'm seeing muscle and nerve, blood pressure, immune system. It it's everywhere. It's like the
Yes.
MVP.
It plays a role in a number of physiological functions in the body. That's why it's extremely important. And when we talk about in females, I mean, magnesium plays a role throughout the lifespan of a female. We talk about starting with the childbearing age to menopause. Magnesium has important functions during those different phases.
Wow. All right, so let's talk through them. One of the things, first of all, is bone health. How important is magnesium to that?
Okay, so for example, when females hit that point, menopause, bone health can deteriorate. We talk about bone density decreasing. We talk about issues with osteoporosis. And a number of research has actually shown that in menopausal women where osteoporosis is present, there's usually a low level of serum magnesium, that is the amount of magnesium found in the blood. And we have seen where diet with enough magnesium or supplementation tend to assist in bone health. I know that when it comes to bone health, we oftentimes focus on calcium and vitamin D,
Right.
but magnesium also plays a role in how the calcium and the vitamin D is utilized for bone health.
Yeah, it helps to regulate it as well. So it's important. It's not an either or. Magnesium definitely
Mhm.
should be a part of your bone health approach.
Yes.
I'm seeing diabetes as well. That's new to me. So tell me a little bit about that link with magnesium.
It is linked because magnesium helps in the regulation of insulin and glucose, and we know that that's a primary issue with diabetes. It's either you're producing insulin, but it's not effective, or you're not producing enough, and magnesium helps to regulating your blood glucose. Oftentimes in diabetes management, one of the things I do with my patients is to assess their diet. Are you getting your servings of dark green leafy vegetable, which is a source of magnesium, or you having your whole grains? Because I am fully aware of the role that it plays in regulating insulin and glucose.
Um, Cardiovascular health. Wow. We never used to talk about heart health as much. So I'm glad now we're speaking more and more about it and the different ways in which heart health happens. And magnesium can also be very critical to that.
Yes, it is. It helps with the heart muscles, and it's used sometimes after a heart attack because because one of the function of magnesium in the body is so the nervous and muscle system. It
Right.
helps with that. And you can also look at it from the perspective that magnesium has been shown to improve blood pressure in persons who are hypertensive. I know oftentimes we talk about, when we're controlling blood pressure, we talk about potassium and calcium, but magnesium is always in the mix. If you look at a part of the diet that they use to address high blood pressure, which is a DASH diet, you're encouraged to take in your dark green leafy vegetables, your fruits and vegetables, because that actually gives you a supply of magnesium.
Yeah. This one is important to me. Migraine headaches. Wow. Tell me, Doc. Talk to me.
I think in regards to the migraine headaches, it helps with the neurotransmitters, and it helps to the blood vessels become restricted, and the magnesium helps to relax the blood vessels. So it all has to do with blood flow.
All has to do with blood flow. And man, if you've had a migraine, anything that you can do to negate it, please, trust me, you want to do that. There's also PMS. Small scale studies suggest that magnesium, along with vitamin B6, can improve PMS symptoms.
A number of studies have shown that it does help to relieve some of the symptoms associated with PMS. There's evidence, but the last review I read in regards to that, it indicated that we need a bit more clinical trials to say definitely that it's working, but there's evidence to suggest that it does work. I know one of the things that helps with PMS is actually a good diet. I mean, and a good diet usually contains enough fruits and vegetables, whole grains, healthy fat, etc. And if you have basically a quality diet, it also helps with your PMS. So it must be the elements of the diet, which magnesium would be an element of that particular diet.
Listen, eat what we grow what we eat. You won't go wrong, because more and more we're hearing fruits and vegetables, and that what you put in is going to result in what comes out of the body. And also, it helps with mood. It says here that in terms of your anxiety, magnesium can play a role in that.
Yes, it does play a role in anxiety and depression, and there are actual evidence to support that magnesium helps with anxiety and depression. And we go back to the menopausal women that some of them have depressive symptoms, and magnesium has been shown to improve those symptoms. And magnesium helps with serotonin in the brain, so it does affect the HPA axis. The HPA, which is the hypothalamus, is associated with the hypothalamus, and it helps to control mood.
Mood, yeah. We saw the list a while ago. I mean, we went through it individually: bone health, cardiovascular health, your mood, diabetes, and so on. But one of the things also is some people recommend that pregnant women should have a certain amount of magnesium as well during pregnancy.
Okay, so the thing is that during the different stages of a woman's life cycle, your needs may increase. And pregnancy is actually one of those stages that your nutritional needs may change. And we have seen where they're talking about how the woman's health is associated with the long-term health of the offspring. So it's important to have proper nutrition during pregnancy. And magnesium is usually one of those elements that they focus on, and they encourage that you get enough during pregnancy. Because magnesium is also associated with preeclampsia, which one of the symptoms of that is elevated blood pressure during pregnancy. So it is very much important.
Yeah, preeclampsia is a very important thing that many of us are not aware, and we need to be, because as you know, Doc, it can have deadly results. So that's important. You know how we extra in our docs after we finish this morning, I hear that we need magnesium. Lord, we're going to just walk, go eat everything that we think magnesium is in and take every magnesium tablet. Can we do too much, or can we do too little?
I think firstly, someone needs to sit down and personally assess my intake. What's my diet quality? Am I having my fruits and vegetables? Am I having some fatty fish? Am I having whole grain, etc.? Because some people run off and take supplementation, and we need to understand that it's called supplementation because it's supposed to fill a gap.
Right.
In order to fill that gap, you have to assess your diet, and we need to understand that different persons, women we're talking about here, are at different stages in their lifestyle. So once you assess the stage you are in your lifestyle, you may also get a professional opinion, see a nutritionist, see your doctor, check, my magnesium, I see your magnesium level, depending on what is going on with you. Then you can make the decision, am I getting enough? Yeah. Another issue is that currently we have a really ultra-processed diet, in that our diet consists primarily of ultra-processed food. And processing usually removes some of the important elements from the food. So if you're having a diet where it's mostly processed food, ultra highly processed food, it's important you sit down and assess the quality of your diet.
All right. Doc, thank you so much. This was such an important discussion. And thank you for enlightening us on all the benefits of magnesium and just the fact that we have to do more to take
All
care of
right.
our
Thank you very
bodies.
much for having me. Thanks much.
Dr. Claudia Campbell, clinical nutritionist and nutrition consultant. More and smile after the break. We'll soon come. Lisa, you drink out of your porridge?